Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel Wake Up Bright, where I share all the things that help me live each day a little brighter. I'm April Lauren and I'm on a journey to lose 200 pounds. I am a little over 85 pounds down. I have a little less than 115 pounds to go. In this full day of eating, I am sharing what I've been eating lately on my weight loss journey, and I'm gonna share a little extra beyond a full day of eating. Boo Boo says hi. Do you say hi? Yeah? TP, do you say hi? Yeah? Are you guys ready to help mommy find her edge? Yes. Let's go ahead and make some breakfast. My breakfast, I have been using this 45 calorie, the white. I got the wheat and I think my body does not like the wheat, for one, but two, it doesn't hold the same, so I prefer the white. Let's see, no calorie stevia. Their recipe calls for vanilla. I decided on a hair to try this cake batter, and it is so good. So that's what I've been doing. Then we've got some ground cinnamon, some cooking spray, 0-ish calories, read the fine print. And one of the most important ingredients is the egg whites. So they're just your basic standard egg whites. And then I use one of my meal prep containers to prep it. It's just the perfect like width and size to get the bread in there evenly. I just like it. That's what I do. And this sugar-free syrup I got from Target. The last sugar-free syrup I got was only 5 calories and it had fewer carbs. So I'm gonna have to find that again. But until then, I will be using this. So, whoop whoop, let's get cooking. So with this series, I am going to burn some French toast, I think. I don't know what's up with my cooking abilities today. I mean, I'm never a great cook, but I have not had an issue cooking this French toast, and I think it's because I'm gonna film it. I'm filming it, so it's going sideways. I'm still gonna eat it. I know what you're thinking. Those don't look that bad, but excuse me. Excuse me, it looks really bad. All right, and here is the breakfast. So I'm gonna eat this really quick, and then we're gonna walk the dogs. So last week I made the spicy pork chili stew from his cookbook. I don't know why, it's such a simple name, why I can't remember it. But I made so much of the vegetable portion that we divided it into two and I froze part. So I've got some chicken in the crock pot that I'm just gonna shred and put in there for meal prep this week. And then I just seasoned this chicken, which we'll put on the grill in a little bit for dinner tonight. So, and then for lunch, I'll probably just have like a quesadilla or something quite a bit later if I'm hungry. So, and this is what I did not eat. So the pups and I are gonna go for a little walk now. So our walk ended up leading us down to the park. So we're here. It's in like the perfect temperature to be walking them like this. Noisy ducks. Anyway, I just wanted to pop on and say hi before we start headed back home.
Take me to your heart. I belong to you.
I am home, pink cheeks and all. So I'm not gonna hang out too long before I go to the gym for my workout. I'm debating on if I wanna eat first. I'm like not really that hungry, but then I also kind of ready to eat, so. I'm like, well, workout, will I be over hungry after? I don't know. No need to overthink it. Like I overthink everything. But the babies had a good workout. Let's see. We went 3.2 miles. Well, let's see. It's 64 degrees is perfect weather, 3.18 to be exact. So it is only 64 degrees, but it did get a little hot in the sun. So they are panting, they are happy babies. So anyway, like I said, I'm debating on lunch. So.
Driving. Slowly driving. What's the name of the llama?
Tina.
You're Tina.
You're Tina.
You're Tina. If I'm the plane, you're Tina.
Alrighty, so it's lunchtime. I'm gonna have a quesadilla and a Cholula ranch that I make with Greek yogurt, ranch powder, and then Cholula, and then a serving of broccoli. So, lunchtime. This is probably one of my favorite things that I make. It's simple, it's good. I love the Cholula ranch Greek yogurt dip stuff. I love the broccoli. Broccoli is like one of my favorites. And so I really enjoy it. Been drinking my water. I had gotten to a point where like sometimes I drank my water and sometimes I didn't. I've been thinking about this a lot lately, and I would almost describe my entire journey as like an intuitive process, like figuring out what I need. I've never had words for it, so that sounds kind of silly because I feel like we'll talk about this more in a minute, but I always try to track. And ever since my very first month review, I've talked about how I felt to track. Like in every single month, the only time I've tracked perfectly was when I did 75 hard. And then I started to lean on the idea of doing 75 hard in order to get the motivation to track. Whereas it's really just, it's one part discipline, but it's also listening to yourself and working with what you need in order to be successful. And that's where like the meal prep and things come in. And then also just making healthy choices. And sometimes that means like taking an off day from working out, or my workouts week to week look different. I'm working on mixing planning with that, like taking care of what I need. And it's such an interesting thing to not be too lax and also not being so stringent. It's like there's no middle. I was talking with a friend last night, and I don't really have middle. Like I don't have a medium speed. And it's like with a lot of things. It's not just with weight loss. It's like part of my personality. It's like I'm like, yes. Or I'm like, meh. Like, so figuring out how to be disciplined, stick to a plan without being a prisoner to a plan, I think is important. I heard this Jordan Peterson suggestion one time about like planning out your day makes you more successful, but you're not a slave to your plan.
So I thought that was interesting. And I've kind of moved that way, the intuitive part, to working out too. Like I do things based off of how my body feels. Like I have a plan, and then if my body needs to deviate from my plan, then I do. Having a plan and having the discipline to stick to your plan is important. I think understanding yourself and how you work is equally important for me. And I keep fighting it. Like tracking is so, I don't understand. Like it doesn't make sense to me why I get so hung up on it, except for that I do have this, everything needs to be perfect. And tracking just takes me there, and inevitably I fail because I am imperfect at everything I do, like very imperfect. I don't really know what the point is of this little ramble, except that I just think it's important to listen to yourself, and I ignore myself all of the time. And I think if I stopped pushing so hard against things that don't matter, I think I might be better off. And I don't know what that looks like. I just think it's an interesting little thing that I've ran into my whole life, but that I'm just now putting like words to. And as far as my workouts, every single week does not look the same. And I'm not working out most of the time specifically to lose weight. I know that it will help out because it helps me feel happy. It makes my life better. And maybe intuitive is the wrong word. Maybe it's just finding the balance that I need, a balanced way of weight loss by figuring out what I need. I think that's probably more accurate. Balanced weight loss. All of this to say, there's this supposed to be, and it gets in the way of me doing what I want to do because I'm supposed to be doing something else. And then I just start tripping and I start making ridiculous promises to myself that aren't necessarily in my best interest. And so that's one of the things I'm working on, is keeping promises to myself to build confidence, but also listening to my inner voice, like my intuition immediately, as opposed to trying to talk myself out of it, you know? This day I wrapped up my workout with doing some cardio on the row machine, and it's probably my favorite thing to do right now.
So I just got home from the gym, and then my husband and I ran to the grocery store, and we are making chicken, which I marinated earlier. But yeah, that's what's up.
This was dinner. It was so good. And then I followed my dinner up a couple hours later. Maybe it was less than a couple hours, but with watching Outlander and eating some protein pudding with some fat-free whipped cream. So good.
Hello, beautiful people. I just finished rowing and I am so sweaty. I love rowing, and I don't know what happened today, but I decided to change. So normally I reach as far forward as I can, which I think is good. But today, instead of doing that when I came forward, I didn't reach. I always do it to where I don't really pull. At least I think I'm not pulling until I've completely pushed my legs out, and then I pull. But by not coming as far forward, I think it let me get more power in my legs. So I was going faster. I don't know. I'm definitely not a row person. I know nothing. But what I feel, and that was pretty cool. Anyway, I showed up at the gym today because Coach D is going to break down my squat. So I came in on Saturday. The gym was slamming. So we didn't do it then, but he did break down my squat for me, and we did record some of it. But today I wanted to talk to him a little bit about it, and I'm going to share that with you guys. So here's the deal. I do not think anything that I do is perfect or ideal, nor do I recommend that you do anything that I do. This is my story. It's my weight loss journey. I am just living my life and I am sharing it. Don't believe people who tell you that they have your answer. You have to get your answer. You have to figure it out. And sometimes that takes a lot of work, most of the time. I am very much a look at the pothole and drive over it type of person, meaning if there's a pothole and I start looking at it, I'm going to drive right into it. And so the anxiety of getting hurt, especially while doubling down on the fact that what I was doing was good, made me check myself a little bit. So I don't want to get injured. And so I really trust Coach D. I trust my coach at iFit and all of the coaches at iFit, but I love Coach D. He's great. And I like the way he breaks things down. And so I thought he would be amazing to talk to about my squat. And it's always good to get different eyes on you because everybody sees something a little different. One thing I love about Coach D, he says it in the video that we recorded on Saturday. He's like, don't do 1 to 10 in your mind, go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Like, don't skip to 10. Like, don't put that pressure on yourself. He's like, just one thing, just focus on one thing. And it's surprising to me, the one thing he gave me that really changed my squat, and I'm pretty excited about it.
Fruit of the tree, provide a strong example of not paying attention to the mocking and scorn that so frequently.
And that was just a little snack. I thought I would throw in my post-workout snack. I wanted to share the stuff about the squat because that squat video is coming, so it'll be a whole video, and it should be up sometime this month. I still am going back, and we're just kind of working on things with my squat, which I really, really enjoy. And I had a good squat, and it's just better. We all look different. Our bodies move different. And if there's one thing that I hope people take away from watching my journey and my story is that we all are worth doing the work to figure out what we need for ourselves, for our own lives. And it doesn't matter what the source of information or inspiration or motivation or support or whatever it is, what that is, internally we have to take responsibility for our direction and learn what we need in order to be successful. And you are worth doing that work. I am worth doing the work for me. And I'm so grateful for you here on my journey, for your encouragement and kindness. It uplifts me and helps me move forward. And I can't wait to share more. I look forward to talking to you on Wednesday. Subscribe if you want to follow along, and have a beautiful day.